at Mandarake complex, where it's like 7 floors of just pure craziness, ranging from innocent manga to some more hardcore shit. So since we're here, I've been dying to check it out. So let's go inside. So today I have 2 black and white films with me today. Control Variable, Kodak Trax 400. It's appeared in pretty much every single video I've done since Digital Rev days, and it's pretty much the black and white film. I've been using it since I was like 10 years old. It's the first roll, and it will probably be the last roll I ever use. Then I have a newcomer, since we're in Japan, and we're kind of going to be in the streets. I have JCH Street Pan 400. I don't have many cameras actually, so T3 it is. Okay, so inevitably with everyone who has like a passion for analog things such as toys, vinyl, books, or of course film photography, there are lots of naysayers. There are people who say like, why are you using such an obsolete technology? Why are you playing with toys when there are computer games? Why are you shooting film when you can use digital? Why are you reading books when you can read Kindle? Or why listen to vinyl when you can listen to FLAC? But of course, they're not talking about the passion that goes behind all these things. So just now we were in the girls section, and now we're in like the boys section, and shit gets serious real fast. So even though it's a little bit strange, it's pretty awesome to be able to wander around the 7 floors and see like basically a library of old things that would have been around since like the 80s or 90s. So like again, when people talk about why we shoot film and not digital, there's the feeling behind it, and then there's, no matter how strange these things are, there's also the feeling behind those as well. We argue that there's certain magic to the old, and of course from our perspective that's also true. What's more wonderful than watching Dunkirk, which is filmed on film in a movie cinema in 2017? Or if you go on holiday for your old crumpled up paperback, what's more transformative than rereading again the same piece of, same book, same paperback? Or in terms of film, if you're in the darkroom or in the digital darkroom and you're watching a print develop in the developer solution, that's beautiful, irreplaceable. Nothing comes close to that. Okay, so I might have been overdoing a bit on the nostalgia front about the whole darkroom business, because I know that most of us who shoot film don't have access to a darkroom. I haven't had one for a long time, and very few people I know have the privilege of space and time to develop that. But even if we're talking about it from a casual shooter's point of view, you get film, you develop it, well, you don't develop it, you ask a lab to develop it, there's still advantages, and it's still wonderful. So now we are in Ginza still, and we're going to look for a coffee master. Café de l'Ombre. Sorry, French people, I pronounce very badly. And today's a public holiday, and it's awesome because they blocked off all the roads and no cars are here. So just like, there's old people in kimonos walking around, and it's like, I'm walking around, and there's just no cars here. And this guy that we're visiting, I think he's been making coffee for like decades, easily. Probably like, I think at least 60, 70 years. And then he does things the same way that they've always been done. And then just like there are film masters who've been doing things the same way they've always been done. And are there better ways to make coffee? Sure, I guess. But there's something quite unique and distinct about what we're gonna try today. So why JCH's one does interest me is because it's so specifically set for a certain kind of light. And and a certain kind of mood. Because since we're talking about black and white film and film in general, we're talking about how it manufactures a mood. So then when I want to use something neutral, something photojournalistic, something classic, then I have Tri-X. If I want something gritty, something kind of really raw and vivid, I can try something else like JCH Street Pen. So then back in the day, maybe like 10 years ago, there were probably like 30 types of black and white films from a lot of people. There were slides from Agfa, they had, Ilford's bunch, Fuji's bunch, Kodak's bunch, and now shortly they've all basically dwindled away. And then I think part of that is because by going digital, we've removed a large part of the photographer's own input into the black and white emotions and tonality. Before, for example, when I was learning how to use Darkroom as a kid, you can experiment with different kind of chemicals. You can use Contax T3 or Rodinol or various other types, and then darkroom enthusiasts will tell you hundreds of their own favorite recipes and mixes and everything. But right now, when we give it to a lab, they have their own recipe basically. Like maybe 10 different types of black and white films, they'll use the same kind of developer or same kind of chemicals just because of consistency.
Emotion, if we boil it down, is basically just the influence of color and tonality. Film has character because it ages, like wine, and different producers have always made different tones and colors that inspire different feelings. Color photography has grown in leaps and bounds in digital, and many talented colorists and professional graders are masters in crafting the right tones to match the right footage. So I feel like currently, film still matters because black and white still matters. I will always love the feeling I get when I open up my Contax sheet and see a photo that was simply meant to be captured in black and white, something that simply couldn't exist in color. It's the finality of it, a creative choice that is irreversible. This was a moment made for monochrome.